Welcome to Intro Productions. And Intro Productions is basically a short stories by a TV thing that I call Intro Productions or Emtronea Productions. I forgot which now, can't go back and change it, I'll be here all day. And it's about stories that I've created, but instead of putting it on TV with actors, instead of writing it down with pencils, instead of doing something else that was in my head just then, TV. Oh yeah, and instead of doing comic books, I'm gonna do talking. Yeah, I bet someone's already tried this, but this is awesome. So all the stories are like short stories, and they're not true, but we just pretend they're true because I'm doing TV programs in craziness. Right? So we go, right? Yeah. Short story 1, food addiction. Might have a little bit of an intro. I can't really do this with a straight face. And, so it starts off like this. I'm outside McDonald's. I haven't had a shave, like I have there. A little bit wet because of the rain. You know, sat on the floor with a blanket round me. I've got a little pot out wide. Little pot, not this big. No money though, no money. And a plaque up here saying, I'm a pothead. And if you don't know what a pothead is, someone who smokes a lot of weed, right? And there's this guy interviewing me, saying, right mate, can we do an interview? And he said, so what's going on over here, right? I said, this is a story. I've got an addiction to McDonald's. It's true, I have an addiction to McDonald's. This could have been me, but it's not. And I like McDonald's. I also like Burger King as well. Burger King, you know, I'm not saying this by the way, this is the person being interviewed, right? But they like McDonald's and Burger King, and every day I've got to get up, put my clothes on, any old clothes do, don't wash them, get my blanket, because I'm not living outside, that's crazy shit, you know what I mean? Walk into McDonald's, sit outside McDonald's and beg all day for food scraps, for McDonald's, for a bit of chips, anything. I could have just looked at the clown all day, but there's no clown there for me to look at, so now I'm begging for McDonald's. Plus, I really like it. I like McDonald's. But when I first started it, people were saying, alright mate, why are you homeless, mate? I said, I'm not homeless. They said, oh, what are you doing begging on the street then? I'm saying, I'm begging for a bit of food. I love McDonald's and I can't afford it and shit. And they said, well, why? If I could have liked McDonald's, you know, it's really nice, you know what I'm saying? Especially at the moment, you can get big tasty burgers, right, with bacon on them. Some McDonald's are piss poor, other McDonald's are awesome. But I've been getting into what I've been getting into. It's not me. I forgot. Store. That's the bad thing about doing this TV thing. You start talking about yourself when you're supposed to be talking about the character. So let's get back to the character. And he's saying, yeah. So yeah, just like McDonald's, and I come out here and beg for food all day. And then the guy says, so you haven't got a house? Oh, no, got no house. I mean, yeah, I have got an house. I live in the house. That's not me, by the way, that's the character. He just forgot in his head, you know what I mean? Some people are like that, just forget. And, yeah, no, I've gone out, got a job sometimes, yeah, summer job in Blackpool somewhere crazy, possibly at McDonald's. I'm pretty much set up, mate. Well, I don't really want to give you this burger then. Okay. And the thing is, this happens quite a lot. He hardly ever got a burger. Just people who walk by and threw a bit of chips into his pot, and he's like grateful, but he's not getting enough stuff here. So there were two things he could have done. He could have lied. Now, no one likes a liar. And let's face it, everybody likes a storyteller. Or two, he could tell stories. But you know, you want to be eating all day, not telling stories, don't he? So he became a pothead. Yeah. And apparently, it's harder to get off weed than it is to get off heroin. But we don't want him to be a heroin addict, because that's wrong, and, you know, people do shit like that, but we can't have him doing that. We leave that up to Harry Potter, you know, the people who make Harry Potter books and stuff. I think they're all on crack or something. So he's going to be a pothead. And, because you're a pothead, you've got a valid excuse to be hungry all the time. And boom! Light bulb in his head. Imagine a light bulb going around in circles thinking, no way, no way, no way, I've got an excuse. And that's how he became a pothead outside McDonald's, because everybody thinks he's a pothead. And he's always trying to get McDonald's and food and stuff. And this camera person saying, wow, you became a pothead so you could beg outside McDonald's for some food. Jesus, you're crazy, man, you're crazy. And yeah, and that was the end of the short story. Brilliant short story, isn't it? I'm very, very proud of this short story. This is like probably one of the best short stories that I've ever done. In fact, it's the only one I've done. I got a little bit bored after doing some DIY dry briefing, and now I'm really hot and I'm going all crazy and shit. No, I'm only joking, I'm not crazy and shit, but I do need a shave. So, my first short story. It could have been a little longer, it could have been a little shorter, it could have been this and it could have been that. This first one. And if you like these stories, I'll do one every week. Way! See you later, you crazy people!